What have successful business owners and recruiters discovered is the most important key to success? They discovered it is all about understanding themselves and recruiting and selecting the right people for their buzz. They understand that entrepreneurship is full of BS. No, not that BS. BS means behavioral sciences.
So what is behavioral sciences?
Behavioral science is the science that analyzes and explains why people do what they do, their natural tendencies, their comfort zone, their hot buttons, their motivators, why some people are leaders, some people are achievers, and why some people are successful and others are not.
Sounds like a lot of BS.
Behavioral science is not new. In fact, companies have been using profiling instruments for years to ensure they recruit the right employees for their company. You probably have taken one of these surveys. DISC, Myers-Briggs, Caliper. Some of them have been around since the early 1940s.
Hey, here's a thought. Why not use a modern-day behavioral mapping and assessment to better understand yourself and potential employees?
Well, that's a thought, and a number of individuals and companies do that. However, you must use one specifically designed for measuring and mapping what is important in today's environment. The profiling tools that have either been around for many years or new ones that are not demonstrated don't measure the right aspects. They are personality-driven, and it's not about personality. The fact is, we are all programmed and wired differently, just like computer software.
Are companies currently using a tool to recruit new employees?
Yes, in 2001, 26% of large U.S. employers used pre-hire assessments. By 2013, the number had climbed to 57%. Today, 8 of the top 10 U.S. private employers now administer pre-hire tests in their job applications for some positions.
Wow! Who knew?
Companies aren't settling for people with nominal skills. They want applicants who stand out in ability and fit their company culture and won't jump ship soon after they are hired.
So, can existing personality profiling tools predict future behavior?
Well, sort of, but it isn't really providing complete and modern information. That's because of the way in which many of the established personality profiling tools were constructed. They don't allow you to create a population and then compare someone to a benchmark. They are really only effective for individual purposes and not to recruit people. Here is a great for instance. Every person has their own personal source code that tells us who we are and what we like and don't like, how we act in situations, and what influences our decision-making process. Learning about an individual's personal source code is not that difficult.
Tell me more about this personal source code.
A personal source code, the result of one particular behavioral mapping and assessment tool, reveals an individual's baseline of their strengths and weaknesses in 9 critical categories: entrepreneurship, leadership, salesmanship, customer service, accounting acumen, operational efficiency, people development, delegation, and time management, all of which can be compared to a larger population of successful people in the same position and with other similar companies. And there is a difference between personality profiles and a behavioral mapping and assessment process.
So are assessment tools only used before you recruit somebody?
Good question. Actually, assessment tools should be used before and after the hire. The missed opportunity and exorbitant costs of turnover in human resource development, coaching employees, shoring up areas they are weak in so they become a more valuable asset to the company. Here's an example. Let's say the director of operations you hired was not strong in speaking to groups. You knew that from the behavioral assessment. That was okay because he or she didn't have to speak in front of groups. Well, this person becomes a star performer and is promoted to VP, then president, and now is being considered for CEO. And a CEO has to speak in front of groups. The assessment tool told you that as this employee is promoted, additional training in public speaking would be just what the doctor ordered for development of your next CEO. That's how you can make a star performer shine, using behavioral assessments and providing the proper coaching.
Makes sense. What assessment tool would you recommend?
The Navigator, launched in 1997, after 10 years of researching personality profile types, their mastermind team of statisticians and behavioral experts made the determination that what is important in increasing productivity, performance, and income are the values an individual holds close to his or her heart. The Navigator identifies and quantifies an individual's value system. The Navigator produces a behavioral map of each individual recruited for the specific position. The Navigator uses 4 distinct profiles. All of them. Every person has all 4 at all times. If an assessment only looks at one or maybe two, it is going to give you about the same information as an astrological sun sign chart. The Navigator is an entire behavioral mapping and assessment process designed specifically for personal development and recruitment of the right people on a company's bus, and it produces results. The Navigator is customized for each client and currently offers Business Navigator, Sales Navigator, Entrepreneur Navigator, Franchise Navigator, and more. Because the Navigator is a normative assessment, they have, through years of research, created profiles for many positions for practically every type of business. Learn how the Navigator will make a tremendous and positive impact on yourself and your business, just like our many current clients. Independent sources identify the Navigator as having a 90% to 95% accuracy rate of identifying high performers.
Impressive. Can I test drive the Navigator and learn more about it?
Absolutely. Buckle your seatbelt. You will learn more about yourself and your profile than you ever knew in only 10 minutes. Visit us on the internet at navigatorsystem.org, or better yet, call us at 1-800-378-5924. Do it now. Do it for yourself and your company.